And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bubba in the Bloom, episode 371, your week 21 FAAB preview. The countdown is on. We're almost just to our one hand to figure out the rest of the way to go and not saluting the number one. 5 weeks to go. We got 6 or 7 weeks for now. We're moving right along. We're going to get you caught up as usual on your schedules, your 2-start pitchers, people to stream, maybe cut, who knows. A lot of trade deadline fallout since our trade deadline recap and much, much more. Before we get to that, you can follow me on Twitter at BDNtrick, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod, on Patreon at patreon.com/Bubba Bloom, and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at RyanBHQ, Ryan Bloomfield. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, one hand depends. I guess depends how many fingers you have on that hand.
Sure, if you are playing with fireworks, you're in trouble. But
Jason Pierre-Paul joke somewhere in there. But
yep, that's the first thing that came to mind.
I am well. We are recording a little earlier than normal on Thursday, so we are not live for this one. Appreciate accommodating. It's Papa Bloom's birthday today. Happy birthday, Papa Bloom. Got family in town, so doing some things tonight to celebrate. Big weekend, big FAAB weekend ahead, man. There's a ton to freaking get to.
Yeah, it's gonna get wild. So I guess we'll just jump right into it and see where we go. And it all starts with our usual. What's the schedule looking like this week, Ryan?
All right. That's a good question, Bubba. All right, here we go. Got me off guard, even though
it's only week 21, folks, of like the second year we've done this format. We got it.
Yeah, at least the second year.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have the Sacramento Rays at home all week. They host the Rays and Rangers for 6 games. 2 lefties, 4 righties. We've got a lot of off days just in general. I think there are you can almost count them on one hand, the number of teams that have 7 games. Boston, Toronto, Angels, Rangers, Brewers, and Dodgers are the only teams with 7 games this week. No 5-gamers. A's all at home. If we go to Great American Small Park, the Reds will be split there. They go to the south side for the first half of the week before hosting the Miami Marlins on the back half. And then Coors Check. Ooh, on the road all week. No Coors games this week. At Arizona and at your San Francisco Giants, which I want to watch as many Giants games as I can down the stretch here, given today's news.
Yeah, Kruko's going to be retiring, which honestly I thought he was going to retire a few years ago. He hasn't been able to travel for a few years due to his disease.
Right.
He lives like a block from the ballpark. Like I think most baseball fans probably know by now because him and Kuip are that awesome in the booth. And they've kind of known the story between the two. If you ever want to get misty-eyed, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. There's a story of when they went to Wrigley and Kuip brought him along and like basically had to carry him up the stairs and stuff. And it kind of was a whole thing about their whole bromance isn't the right word, but they're basically best friends. And they've done so much together. So really good stuff. It's a bummer in Giants land. It's bummer in baseball land. But yeah, enjoy the last 2 months is the way I would go about that. And I'll save my tears for a later date and time because it is going to suck. I'll tell you that much. Losing them.
Giants are home all week, so we get 6. We get 6 of that duo, which is awesome.
And they try to like he'll sit in San Francisco and then Kuip will be live and they'll simulcast some of the roads, but it's as the season's gone along, it's been a lot more Hunter Pence, who's good. I don't mind him. A lot more roving like Javi Lopez and some guys have been stepping in there as well. So
Javi, like the Braves, Javi Lopez.
He pitched for the Giants too. If you don't forget.
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking the catcher Javi Lopez
from
like the 90s.
Maybe I'm talking about the wrong guy. And I just totally brain farted here as my head is in a tailspin. Who the heck? Okay, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole right now. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I was totally blanked. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's talk 30 teams and get this ball rolling on this one. You said a lot of FAAB because of the trade deadline fallout, folks. Baltimore Orioles, 6 games this week, all on the road. 3 at Minnesota, 3 at Tampa Bay, 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Orioles, Ryan. We kind of hinted on the recap show that Tyler O'Neill might play more. That has not been the case. Just throw that one into the ether. It's still a platoon situation there.
Yep.
But on the hitting side of things, what are you looking at when it comes to the Orioles?
Really nothing, honestly. For me, it's all on the pitching side.
Yeah, so then let's just get to it. With the Dean out of town, we saw Cade Povich get the start on Wednesday night. Pitched really well. I've always been a Povich stan, but I'm also very well aware it's not always an easy ride, Ryan.
It is not always an easy ride for Cade Povich, who has a 10% strikeout minus walk in the majors this year. Decent sub indicators, decent whiffs, decent ball percentage. Cade Povich is a streamer. It would line up, through Thursday's games. He'd be at Texas this weekend and then hosting the Yankees, which
a good matchup.
We like that. And then on the road at the Cardinals, perhaps, if we're looking 3 starts away. So I don't know. I think Cade Povich is a 15-team streamer. There's a lot of bad teams against lefties out there. You can use him in the right matchups if Cade Povich kind of hangs around, which I think he will be part of that rotation for as long as he's effective.
The only reason why I might throw cold water on that is I want him to stick around. Chris Bassett's expected back next week. So that could switch this all up. Just keep an eye on that. Bassett's supposed to have another rehab start towards the end of this week and then return towards the end of next week. That's always subject to change with Bassett. But
yep.
That would be the corresponding move more often than not. Now the bullpen is in flux, Ryan. Tyler Wells is out of town. Cano gets a save. Kittredge gets a save. I was reading Reliever Recon's closer Cliff Notes this morning, and the beat writer from The Athletic didn't give fantasy players a whole lot of encouragement, it feels like, with this one. It's going to be a little bit of the same, it feels like.
I read the same thing. Shout out Greg Jewett. Reliever Recon does awesome work. Seeing that in my inbox every morning is good for the soul. Cano and Kittredge, it just seems like it's going to be a revolving door. Maybe the Orioles are probably good enough to win enough games to where you still want to go with Kittredge or Cano. Just, you may get 5 saves or something from each of them the rest of the way. Maybe that's optimistic, but Cano's pitched really well lately. I think the skills are there for him. Kind of been waiting for Cano to be a full-time closer for about 10 years now, but I don't know. Every save matters based on your categories. And I think even though it's split, this has been a recurring theme all season, Bubba, not just for Baltimore, but for a lot of these teams, is that, a closer committee isn't always like the worst thing in the world. We used to, think of that as something that's really bad. Obviously you want a primary closer, but it's not the worst thing in the world for 2 guys to split 50.
Oh, you don't have to convince me. I've been pounding that drum for a couple months now. I feel like you just give me the line, at least the midway point or 60%, whatever. But I'll take 50 these days, especially as we start getting down to these final weeks where we're seeing a lot of shakier pitchers. And that's something we're going to be talking about for streams a lot. There's definitely teams to target with pitchers. There's also some very bad pitchers with more and more injuries coming up and everything that you might have 3-4 relievers at a time coming up in certain weeks. And a guy like a Cano or some other guys we'll talk about here will fill that void for you.
Yep.
Or even Kittredge. All right, let's go to the Boston Red Sox. 7 games this week, all on the road. 4 at Toronto, 3 at Pittsburgh. 7 righties for the Boston Red Sox. It's a shame Wilyer Abreu's widely rostered because, good God, he's in fuego right now. So is Cedeno Rafael. So is this whole team. So with 7 righties, Ryan, are you intrigued by Nick Sogard by chance?
Should I be? I don't think I am.
Leading off for the Boston Red Sox. And he's actually getting hits. In a deep league, he's a stream for me until he slows down. I'll be honest, against 7 righties.
Nick Sogard has yet to have a homer or a steal and is hitting 246 in 69 plate appearances. I just don't think he's good.
Since he got recalled. He's played 5 straight games.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a homer or a steal. I don't care what you do.
I don't care. Out of some of the guys you throw in my direction, you're gonna poo-poo Nick Sogard.
Is lineup spot a category in these?
He could score a lot of runs the way that offense is clicking right now. So since he got recalled, he's played in 6 games. He's hitting 227. To your point, 4 runs scored over that stretch. His on base percentage is 393. Gets on a ton. I'm just saying, in deep leagues, if you want to stream for the week and try to get some counting stats, I'm not going to throw it out the window. We've talked about some nasty middle infield options lately. So
and again, the way the season has gone, welcome to Nick Sogard.
Nick Sogard's hitting 3 home runs next week, driving in 6, stealing 2 bags, hitting 650.
Yeah, can't freaking wait.
Sorry. So since I derailed us with Nick Sogard, what do you got for real from the Boston Red Sox?
Really the only one truly, and the ship might have sailed, as we like to say, but Andrew Monasterio, we've been talking about him the last couple of weeks. Hell, he's only 4% owned in 12 teamers on the NFBC.
Bubba, he was a big 15 move this past week, but
so yes, I like Andrew Monasterio against a decent schedule in 7 games.
Yeah, I like Monasterio quite a bit. He's got that I get shortstop and third, which is a plus, and playing every single day. So I'm with you there. Anything on the pitching side, they're kind of business as usual. But I think, are you ready to admit Patrick Sandoval's actually pitching well?
Yeah, I'll admit that he has pitched well.
Okay, I just want to check.
Kind of. I will also admit that this is August 10th this week. So Sandoval's start would be at Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh has one of the biggest lefty-righty splits of any team so far this season, and they are pretty atrocious against lefties, pretty awesome against righties. Sandoval being a lefty, that is, again, I'll admit, Sandoval's a fine stream for another week.
Yep. Yeah, he's one of the top. Like the Red Sox as a whole, I know like on Monday when I was with Ben, and if we look at your weekly planner, the lefty Red Sox, because that's pretty much all of them, they are all kind of peppering the top, let's say 15 to 20 on the streaming board. So good schedules coming up for the boys.
Yeah. And I mean, Jarren Duran, even though it's been Jarren Duran and he's been like platooning, but it's 7 righties, like go for it. If you're desperate for batting average, Yoshida, but he's kind of,
I was talking to pitchers.
He's got some Nick Sogard to him too.
I was talking to pitchers. They got like 5 lefty pitchers basically.
So
they all on your weekly planner. They are in like the top 20. All of them.
I got you
for matchups.
See what you
all right, New York Yankees. We got 6 games: 3 at home versus Seattle, 3 at the Blue Jays. 6 righties on tap for the Yankees. Who, since we last talked, we mentioned it, but Elliot Ramos is in town. He's joined the team. George Lombard was called up. He's had a good couple games to kick things off here. Spencer Jones continues to play every day. Luis Garcia is the starting first baseman versus righties, which they get 6 of next week, but that's not actionable in fantasy. What do you got for us with the Yankees bats?
I mean, George Lombard, I think, is the headliner, right, for this week. One of the headliners for this week.
He's your cover boy.
He's the cover boy. I'll put the jinx on George Lombard. I mean, I think he is the guy. I mean, the Volpe era is, I think, over in the Bronx. Congratulations, Ben Tidd. I think the playing time is going to be there for George Lombard. Already has a home run, so that's going to, we all know how that's going to inflate the FAAB price for Lombard. But numbers look really good in AAA for George Lombard. I know he's only 21, so like how is this going to translate immediately? But playing time is going to be there. He's already shown some some goodness against major league pitching. So George Lombard, if you need middle infield help, if you need a starting shortstop, I think the playing time is going to be there. I think the ceiling is good enough for Lombard to make a dent in these last final 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what we saw here. We saw he had some power, had some speed throughout the minors, and the glove is, no matter what, going to keep him out there. It's been more than impressive. Bar wasn't high, but it's been very impressive in that one. I guess the biggest takeaway, and to keep monitoring over the weekend, Jose Caballero has sat 2 straight games since Lombard's been up there.
Do that, right? And
that's fun.
Caballero, I think it is Lombard the shortstop. Caballero will be utility. Yep. So, someone else is going to get hurt, right? That always happens. But if you do have Jose Caballero, especially if you're good in steals, like you may not need him.
1,000%. So that's one to keep an eye on. There's always someone's going to lose out when these things take place. Heading to the mound, Will Warren somehow is still in the rotation. Carlos Rodon's on a rehab assignment starting, I think, this weekend or early next week. So a couple more weeks where Warren gets to keep breathing in that one. But I don't have a whole lot when it comes to Yankees pitching, Ryan.
Nope, not much. Not much has changed there.
Tampa Bay Rays have 6 games this week, 3 in Sacramento, and they're just in Colorado too. Good God. 3 at home versus Baltimore, 2 lefties and 4 righties for the platoon happy Rays, who have got even more platoon happy since the trade deadline.
Yeah, there's as usual a lot of platooning going on with the Rays, and thus it's tough in a somewhat split week. I mean, 4 righties, you could go with the soft spot. You can obviously go with Liam Hicks. You're still rolling there, but I don't know. That's about it.
Yep, not a whole lot to get too excited about, especially in the fantasy side. I'm not going to go chasing the lefties. Like if you had to go Victor Mesa Jr., you can. He's kind of cooled off though, so I'll be completely honest on that one. Pitching side of things, Freddie Peralta. That's been a rough one, folks. Not going to get better this weekend either. I'm pretty sure they face the Dodgers. Anything on the pitching side when it comes to Tampa Bay, because Freddie's still rostered, but better not be starting him.
Right, and Freddie, it looks like Fangraphs has them going a two-step Monday at
So they changed it up.
Sacramento.
Okay.
So
Oof. Well, that's what it was. It was Colorado.
That's not any better. Right.
Yeah.
And again, can the Rays fix Freddie Peralta? Who knows? It's been one start, but was not good at all. Freddie Peralta is not startable right now.
No, because it's Baltimore is kind of shaky, then Baltimore again, but then it's Detroit. Like, it's not an easy schedule for a guy that can't pitch.
And I mean, it also doesn't even matter what the schedule is, right? Because he can't pitch.
Well, that's why I said by a guy that can't pitch. It's like it's a bad combination.
Right.
All right, Toronto Blue Jays, they got 7 games at home this week. Maybe it's the week flat. No, probably not. He can't even play on the field every day right now. I'm telling you, it's getting the drop. It really needs to be a serious discussion with Vlad. Like, I know
he was dropped in the Bloomfield home league. The Bloomfield family league was dropped. 10-teamer, but dropped.
I don't blame anybody. I've gotten so much pushback on that on other shows, maybe even this show. I can't remember, but like, it's bad. And now he's playing hurt, and they're flat out saying, like, we'll see when how often he plays and stuff. But this week the Jays have 7 games at home, 4 versus Boston, 3 versus the Yankees. It's 4 lefties and 3 righties. Tough matchups too, if you really want to look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe Vlad streaks at some point in time, but it's so bad. Like, do you really want to? I haven't started him in 3 weeks in the one league I roster him in.
Sure, and you haven't regretted that decision at all.
That's why I'm saying, like, next he's about to get dropped. For me.
Well, you are. That would surprise nobody, as your new nickname is Captain Cut.
Captain Cut. That's what it is.
Everyone. Anytime there's an injury in the Discord, there's scissor emojis beneath it in your honor. I don't know. This is just a bad lineup, bad team. I want to get back on the Jesus Sanchez train, who he returned this past week, hit a home run, but like you said, it's a tough schedule. They face Boston with all those lefties. A 3-righty week, it's tough for me to go Jesus Sanchez. I think you need, if you're streaming Jesus Sanchez, you need like 5+ righties in a week. So that's the only kind of pulse that I have on the Toronto lineup. The following week, Toronto gets 4 righties. So it's not too much better for Jesus Sanchez.
No, yeah, then maybe 5 the following. So it's getting close. Maybe next week you get him for $1 and see where it goes. But yeah, I'm with you. Real tough to roll with that this week. And then on the pitching side, there's been a lot of changes in Toronto with Gossman leaving town. Jameson Taillon is there. Jose Soriano's there. I don't think you really want to roster Taillon, but I wanted to throw that out there. Anything on the Toronto pitching side of things for you?
Not really in terms of ads. Savage has a knee injury, I believe.
He's going to see a specialist on Monday.
Captain Cut. What's your take on that one? He's gone. Don't even let me finish the sentence. Okay.
If you're seeing a specialist with less than 2 months to go,
gone.
I'm done with you right now. Like, unless you somehow are one of the 3 teams in all of fantasy baseball in every format combined that has 0 injuries right now. Like, because most of us, we play without ILs. Like, so I can't hang on to that much longer. They said he's got some, like, this is how the analysis came out. On Thursday, Savage has some sort of meniscus injury. Seeing specialist on Monday. Yeah, gone.
What if I have to go see a specialist, Bubba? Am I gone?
Well, that's why we talk every Tuesday and Thursday evening. That is our specialist moment. No, I'm just kidding. No, I could never cut you, Ryan. There's a difference.
All right. Good to hear.
Yeah. So we roll in that direction. All right. Chicago White Sox. They got, you got something else?
No, my bad. My bad. No, I do not. That's it.
Chicago White Sox, they have 6 games this week, 3 at home versus Cincinnati, 3 at the Detroit Tigers, 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Chicago White Sox. The platoons are real. We talked about it a little bit last week, Ryan, with Antonacci. We already knew Benintendi platooned. We mentioned Peters would platoon with Doyle in town. So far, so that's what's actually happening.
Right. And yeah, we talked about the Antonacci losing playing time, kind of similar to like Caballero, who we just talked about. If you're good in steals, like, this guy's not playing against lefties. The playing time hasn't been there for Antonacci, especially like the first half of this week, even though it's a nice schedule for the White Sox, tentatively lined up against 2 lefties and just 1 righty. Like, you can't start Antonacci in that setup. Can't start Benny Biceps. Can't really start him anyway, though he's been a little better lately. But yeah, a lot of platoons on the White Sox, and I don't see any major ads. I mean, Joey Bart is in the fray. I know that does not tickle your fancy, Bubba. So I got nothing.
Yeah, I'll say the only reason why it could tickle my fancy is if you're really desperate for catchers, but he looks like he's even in a platoon with Drew Romo. So
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
tricky.
Yep.
The whole situation, unless it's one of the regulars, which is already rostered, pretty much SOL on that one. Pitching side of things, Luis Castillo is now a Chicago White Sox. If that does anything for you, probably shouldn't. Yeah. The one I want to ask you about, honestly, is Noah Schultz, because since they've used the opener, he's been pretty good. And we know the skills have been there. It's just really been a command thing with Noah Schultz. Like, the command's really, really bad. But like, I know the last start for sure, and he's kind of shown some glimpses recently. Would Schultz be of any interest to you? Like, he gets Cincinnati at home this week. He's got at Cubs versus Mets the following week. Like, the matchups might not be ideal, but I'm thinking more skill set, 15 team, take a chance type thing.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't. Let's talk through what other starters are here as we go through the other teams, but I'm still just very wary of the command issues with Noah Schultz, and like, you can't start him with that Cubs start. I don't think. I mean, the Cubs crush lefties, so no, I don't think I'm that interested in Schultz.
No, totally get it. Just wanted to talk that one out because there was some glimpses of positivity.
I mean, I will note he does have it three of his last 4. I don't know if there's starts, whatever. No walks.
Yeah, it's been much better since he came back up to AAA.
Not many Ks either, but
no. But maybe that's part of the command thing.
or
length.
Like, let's not try.
Yeah, let's not try to throw it 1,000,000 miles an hour and like locate.
Yeah, let me add some context to that. 2 of those were 3 1/3 and 3 2/3.
Context, schmontext. Who needs that? It's just
whatever.
Yeah, shenanigans. All right, let's go to the Cleveland Guardians. 6 games this week, 3 at Detroit, 3 at home versus San Diego, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Guardians. And this is the team. Joe Adell is now in right field. J-Ram's banged up, back in the lineup on Thursday, though, so that's hopefully a plus in that regard. Yeah, lots going here. Angel Ganao is what I found out on a Wednesday show, if I pronounced that correctly. He started back-to-back games and hit 4 hits in his first game. What interests you in this one?
So first, it's a good Nathaniel Lowe week. Homered during the day on Thursday off of Nolan McLean, and is settling into the middle of what's a decent Cleveland Guardians lineup. So I like that. And with the 5 righties this week, pretty favorable schedule in general. You like that. Yeah, there might be a new Angel in town. Angel Hinao replacing Angel Martinez, not actually on the field, but just, in namesake only.
Starting to hit. We're gonna let that one slide for now.
We'll let it slide. Really good contact skills. He now in the minors, but I don't know if there's enough power speed juice there, at least immediately for he now. So we'll see. Playing time could be there, but I'm lukewarm on Angel he now. Not really actionable, I guess, but like, are you worried about J-Ram rest of the way here?
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Like, I was so happy to get him back. He came back so fast, no rehab, and then he really didn't do a whole lot. And then he's dealing with wrist soreness and the same injured wrist, and then he took 2 games off. It feels like Vinny P. Vinny P went on the IL with his. Like, J-Ram's not going on the IL, but J-Ram rarely ever goes on the IL unless he has to. Like, he plays through stuff all the time. And this is not great, I'll be honest.
Yeah, agreed. Are you interested in Hinao at all? Or like, I worry about the playing time. I just don't know if there's a spot for him.
I'm interested. I do want to watch how this plays out because, like, okay, I played third base one game, played second base another game. I played second base basically when J-Ram came back.
Right.
But like Bazana DH, we know Bazana's the second baseman.
We know Bazana, exactly. So I think it would be like an IL stint for Ramirez. Like, if the thumb just really isn't right, then maybe. But
and that's where the excitement would come from. So, like, I'm not saying don't bid on him, but I'd be very tepid in that situation because I don't know where that's going to go. But he's their number 1 prospect according to most of these rankings I'm looking at here on Roster Resource. So that's pretty big stuff. And if they brought him up, you figured they'd want to play him, but you never know. The one thing I will mention, though, because Captain Cuts over here, just a heads up for people. Big fan. We all know this. At least in 12-team leagues, Brian Rocchio probably should not be rostered right now.
Yeah.
Just I cut him in a bunch of 12s last week, and in 15s, I think I might have cut a couple. Like, I know he's on the block, but it was a 222 average in June, 242 in July, 0.83 so far early in August. I know it's early, but between just June and July, it was 5 home runs, 23 RBIs for 2 months. He only stole 6. Like, he produced a little bit, but it's been really, really falling off. That's what I wanted to point out. So keep that one on your radar.
I was going through my cuts this morning, actually, for my teams before I head out here. And on my 12-teamer, Brian Rocchio is on my cut list. It's just, it's Segura territory. And that's what I'm trying to get used to with these 12s is you can't have that.
Nope. No, you can't at all. Like 15s, you can kind of stomach it a little bit. 12s, it'll crush you. And so, yeah. And honestly, I cut him a couple weeks ago. Also, Joe Adell is the same. So keep that one on your radar.
Cut him up. Just ruthless, scorched earth.
Oh, he's really bad, honestly. Like outside of occasion, he's entering Jorge Soler territory these days. So yeah, no, we're ruthless in these parts. We gotta what do they call it? Churn the team. All right, pitching side of things. Foster the Griffin made his debut. It did not go as planned, but is what it is. Other than that, I got a whole lot of nothing when it comes to pitching in Cleveland.
Same.
Detroit Tigers, 6 games this week, all at home, 3 versus Cleveland, 3 versus the White Sox, 3 lefties and 3 righties for the Detroit Tigers, whose offense is red hot right now.
Yeah, ironically, after selling the farm. I don't know. We talked about Eduardo Valencia last week. Playing time is very much hit or miss. Yeah, probably not enough in 2-catcher leagues, just because we like the talent. We don't like the playing time there.
Yeah, and that's the part we kind of prefaced that last week. Like if he plays, which it's going to be awesome, it's when does he play, and that's just not happening right now with this. As long as this team's healthy, Max Clark has been as advertised. Javi Baez, good enough in 15s. I would still be interested there just because the positional flexibility, and he's playing at least 2/3 of the week, it feels like. So that'll play in your 15s. But yeah, I got nothing else on the bats unless you got something.
No, I don't.
Pitching side of things is going to get interesting because they traded this Tarek Skubal guy. They traded Casey Mize, who got lit up on Wednesday. We'll get to that. We'll get to San Diego. But they got the Tigers have Framber Valdez, Kaito Montero, Troy Milton. They've been great. That's your standard 3. But right now, Drew Anderson joined the rotation. Still a little sketchy on that one, but we'll see. Ty Madden is set to get a spot start. How long he stays in the rotation, who knows? Jackson Jobe is expected back on Sunday. Any pitching interest you in Detroit?
Jackson Jobe does. I mean, he kind of has to, right?
Yep.
Just given the pedigree. I know it's been a long layoff for Jackson Jobe, but rehab's looked pretty good. I think through 69 pitches in his most recent start, Jackson Jobe. So I think that's a priority pickup. I don't know if he starts Saturday or Sunday. I think he just said Sunday. So depending if he's available in your leagues, but yeah, I think Jackson Jobe has to be of interest to you. You said the run support could be there. It's a hot lineup. You like the pitcher's park. So yeah, I like Jackson Jobe. I'm prioritizing him.
Right now they're showing Jobe on Saturday. So we should have a shot then if that's the case.
Nice.
Anything with the bullpen, it's just a flux. It's just a mess of, I don't want anything to really do with it, but it is what it is.
No, I mean, if you have Kenley and you need saves, you keep Kenley, but that's it. If you have Kenley and you don't need saves, you can move on quite quickly.
All right, let's head to the Kansas City Royals, who have 6 games this week. 3 on their. They get the LA swing. We talked about the Yanks in the Chicago a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
The Royals get to hang out in La La Land. 3 at the Dodgers, 3 at the Angels. So get a little Disney action. Bring the family out. Have a good old time. 4 lefties and 2 righties for the Kansas City Royals.
Go to Buzz Lightyear Land, whatever ride that was. I kind of I had a good time at Disney, but man, it's stressful on the mind.
I surely enjoy it. Like we're 2 different peoples in that regard.
I know. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So what about heading to a rave, Bubba?
Dude, I picked him up in 15s last week. He was like my second or third option in some of the.
You've already been to the raves
in 15s. I am raving out over here. That's probably why I'm Captain Cuts. Like, don't combine the two. It's a dangerous place to be.
No scissors no scissors.
No rave scissors combo.
I mean, hitting the hell out of ball in AAA. This guy's almost. I mean, John Rave's 28 and a half years old. He's kind of journeyman territory, but playing every day, hot right now. That combination. Right, that could work.
Yep. No, it's a nice while the playing time's there. See what happens. type situation, and I'm all about it. Like I said, I picked up on it a little bit last week and was throwing him out there. I think I even wrote him up. Can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, I'm into the Riv. He faced the only lefty they faced of late. He's getting the time. Fully on board with you there. Kyle Isbell's back off the IL, still not running to do that. Nick Lofton is getting a lot of time. Isaac Collins is another guy I had farther down my 15-team waterfalls. It's just these guys are playing every day. So if you're looking for playing time, it's there. Rave's at least producing, to your point.
Yeah. Unlike Collins, who I picked up last week, he hasn't done much, but whatever.
He was before that, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So maybe next week's the week in LA.
Yeah, after I drop him.
Anything on the pitching side? Randy Dobnak looked great again in his last start. Just gonna throw doesn't strike guys out, but what was the word? I think it was Lang. It was Dobnacky. Yeah, it's a good start.
Doesn't strike guys out, walks too many guys, but sure, Randy Dobnak. The more I continue to bury this guy, the better he pitches. He's the new Urania. He's the new Walbert Urania.
Is a lot better than him.
I mean, Dobnak has a 1.16 ERA, a 5.16 Sierra, but
that's what I was saying. It's got to be really rough.
I don't know, man. I mean, I will defer to you. Are you interested in? I mean, the ship's kind of sailed. Like he's probably been picked up in 15s, but like
in 15s, he was a 2-step this last week. That's what made him appeal. Like, but he's at the Angels next.
But he's
week,
at the Angels, right? And then the A's at home, and then at Toronto. Dobnak.
Yeah, that's actually you can stream.
So it's
15s.
Just like, I mean, again, I don't think he's good. But whatever. He's getting by right now. He does get a bunch of ground balls, and the upcoming matchups are quite nice for Dobnak. So I don't know, man. I can't figure this game out anymore. I'm washed.
It happened. You're washed. But yeah, no, you could stream him. Be wary. I wouldn't stream him in 12s. I'll go that far, and I'm still curious to see how the fourth man in the rotation is going to pan out because, like, Reagan's is done for the year, Marsh is done for the year, Kolek's done for the year, Avila's done for the year. They traded Bubich. Like, I'm really curious to see what they do here. Is like Mitch Spence getting called up? It's not great, not fantasy relevant. I will say what is relevant though is Steven Cruz picked up his third save on Wednesday, and he's still just 19% in 12s.
Wow, is that it?
Yeah,
it was nice to see that. I had picked up Steven Cruz in a couple spots last weekend, and especially nice to see because Cruz got the save and Alex Lang presumably was available. He hadn't pitched the last like 4 games, so it definitely looks like this is Steven Cruz time for now. And yeah, in those 80% of 12 teamers, if you need a closer, absolutely Steven Cruz.
Yeah, now I know why I got him so much in my leagues because he was like my top closing target. Apparently no one else wanted him, but when I saw Alex Lang pitch like the 6th and 7th on Sunday, I'm like, yep, we're good. That ship has sailed, Ryan. We'll move on from that one. Minnesota Twins, 6 games this week, 3 versus Baltimore, 3 versus Philadelphia, 2 lefties and 4 righties. They held on to Trevor Larnach, so that kind of puts him in play this week. But what do you got for the Twins?
Yeah, kind of Larnach, but that's kind of it. I don't know.
They didn't really trade anybody of relevance for the off.
Like, they didn't really do anything
around. Like that's kind of weird, but I guess they're competing. Whether they're still, they're 4 games back. They've been slumping. But what do you got on the pitching side with Dean Kramer in town? Does the Dean do anything for you?
Not until the Dean starts pitching well again. Joe Ryan seems to be in some injury trouble. We may be dating ourselves recording this early, but from what I understand, flew back to Minnesota early, and I don't know if it's quite specialist territory there, Captain Cut, but monitoring that one with Joe Ryan.
Well, I'll wait for the news, but I wrote about it on the news and notes for the Patreon on Wednesday night. It was really weird because like we knew he had the kind of the dead arm. We know he's dealt with shoulders. The latest news was he's dealing with a lower body injury, which I haven't heard anything really about. Well, except did he have a groin thing last year, or am I thinking of somebody else? I don't know. But he admitted he's not 100%. And I'm waiting for this second opinion they're getting because I feel like he might be getting cut this week. But we'll have to wait and see. I'll at least hear it out on Joe Ryan.
Yeah, let's
lower body on this one.
Let's hear it out.
Jeff Hoffman. People are saying he might be in the mix for some saves. Yuendris Gomez has been awesome, Ryan. You were all over that right out the gate, and I think he's still very good, and he'll probably still get saves. This kind of almost goes in that bucket we talked about earlier, like in Baltimore. If it's like 50-50, you interested in picking up some Jeff Hoffman shares?
I mean, you kind of have to if you're desperate for saves just on the chance. I mean, we talked about this in the trade deadline show. We're just guessing. We don't know, right? Like Minnesota is the only team that knows what is going to happen here. And until we actually see some type of usage pattern on the field, and has Hoffman even pitched yet for the Twins?
I just went off the page, but I do not believe.
I don't. No, he pitched. Yes, he pitched on Wednesday.
Okay.
1 inning, scoreless, 2 Ks, clean inning. And it was a 2-1 loss, but Hoffman pitched the 8th inning. So
there you go.
Yoendris Gomez did not. So that's the one data point that we have so far. Jeff Hoffman, I think, is still a pretty damn good pitcher. I think if you need saves, like I would, if Steven Cruz available, I take Cruz just because I feel a little bit better about Cruz having the job. But like I'd rather Hoffman than the 2 Orioles guys that we talked about, just because, if Hoffman gets the job and, even half the job, he's been really good, and you'll get a ton of Ks.
Agreed. He's been really, really good. They had that scuffle moment that lost him the job, but overall he's been really, really strong. Let's go to Sacramento, to the Sacramento Athletics. They have 6 games this week, all at home, at 3 versus Tampa Bay, 3 versus Texas, 2 lefties and 4 righties for a team that Nick Kurtz might be done for the year. We're waiting for a second opinion result. Yeah, like the magic words are coming out. I'm waiting for surgery, and that's when you can cut him. Like that's on the table right now. Yeah, we already lost Bangaliers, but Law Dog's playing. He hit a home run again on Wednesday. I picked him up a few places. Henry Bolte has kept himself on the roster, especially with 6 games coming up. He's played well enough of late. That's about all I care about. Oh, I will admit, Jeff McNeil is playing very well.
Okay. I was going to try and poke the bear by calling out Jeff McNeil.
Over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I wrote him up in my FAAB column this last week, because he is the starting first baseman, first right-handers when he's out. I think he's also in my PT Tomorrow column. McNeil has actually played very well of late, and with those 4 righties in Sacramento, he is on the radar for next week.
Jesus, Bubba.
Can't get one past me, man.
No, I was gonna troll you. I mean, it's Jeff McNeil, dude. No, I'm not doing it. 3 barrels all season.
Better for the rest of us.
Yeah, go ahead. Go take them. I'm not interested.
You don't have to, just to let you know, you don't have to barrel the ball to hit home runs in Sacramento.
I mean, he doesn't hit home runs either, so that's also an issue.
He's got 4 home runs and 3 barrels, proving my point.
Yeah. I don't know what point you're trying to make, so we'll move on. Tommy White played some first base. Tommy tinkles until he stops tinkling. We're not going there. And then Zach Gelof's back. I think it might be a lengthy rehab.
Should be next week.
But if all goes well next week. So welcome back. Hopefully.
Yeah, they wanted 20 to 25 at bats. So he might even come back this weekend. It started on Tuesday. So there's a world where or he might finish his rehab Saturday and say, screw it, I'm not flying you across country. We'll just see you in Sacramento and start next week. So he should be back in action next week, which so many of my teams need in a bad way, because it's carnage out there, folks.
Yep.
All right. Hitting side done. Pitching side, Gage jump was dropped everywhere. You're just not really. But Mason Barnett, it's bad. The rotation is bad, at least on the at home for sure.
The rotation is bad. I saw some Jacob Lopez pickups this past week would line up for a 2-step against the Rays, who struggle against lefties.
Like he was fine at Cincy, but I would not do a 2-step.
You can't do it. You can't do it at home. So no.
All right, Dan. Hogan Harris, good or bad, has been the guy getting the big innings. So we can stick on that train if you so choose. The Houston Astros, they have 6 games this week, 3 at the Giants, 3 at home versus Seattle, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Astros. They have Dalton Varsho hitting cleanup and manning center field now. Anything on the bats for Houston?
No. I mean, Varsho was the move, but nothing really changes for him. It's just an offensive upgrade, but if you have him, you still roll him out there.
Pitching side of things, Wesneski, he's locked in, was looking good. Christian Javier's got the 2-step. So they got their 5-man rotation for the time being. Imai in the bullpen. Anything on the pitching side of interest for you? They seem pretty locked in right now.
Right. And Javier and Wesneski were both kind of last week pickups. Yep. I know we both have some Wesneski, so it was nice to see him looked pretty good his first time out. So
I will say Wisniewski's 29%, Javier's 13% in 12s. If you guys are still fishing out there, something to
those 12s, man. Who would you rather have? I'd take Wisniewski over Javier.
I want Wisniewski. Like I picked up Blanco the week before and dropped him the next week for Wisniewski. So
sure.
Wes is the guy I want for sure. And just for like Wisniewski's got at the Giants versus Seattle next week. Yeah, sign me up for that one, please.
Yep. And then versus the A's. A's not in Sacramento.
No, Wisniewski. So. I got at San Francisco versus Seattle next week.
Yeah, and then after that is
sorry, missed you. Yeah, no, that's a phenomenal. And then you want to go farther, the Mets, who are a joke as well. So yeah,
damn,
and then even
that's nice.
Christian Javier gets Seattle, A's at home, Yankees, which is not great right now. So yeah, both of them pretty good matchups. But I prefer Wisniewski to your point, 100%. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have 7 games this week, all at home. 4 versus Texas, 3 versus the Royals, 3 lefties and 4 righties. For the Halos, who traded Adele, cut Soler. But the big boy's in town, and he's one catching appearance away from getting catcher eligibility, folks. And that might happen this weekend. So buckle up is all I'm going to say.
Buckle up. That's right. Mo Bala, as our buddy Brendan calls him in the Discord. Moises Ballesteros. We hinted on the trade deadline episode that we wanted Moises Ballesteros not only up with the Angels, but playing catcher. And it looks like we may be getting both. So this is a priority ad if you need a catcher. Like like I said, I was going through my cuts in my teams. I've got like JTR and 12 teamers. What would you do there?
That's tempting. If like you're cool with volatility, I guess, which you should be in 12s. I think the ceiling is with Ballesteros for sure. Because what's really good is the love or hate the GM in Anaheim. When they traded Ballesteros, they called him up that next day, and the GM said he's going to play 2 games at DH, 1 game at catcher this week, and plan on that being kind of similar for every series.
Yep. That's awesome. That's more playing time than most catchers out there.
Yes, and so that's beautiful. Plus, he's going to get you to 20 catching games for next year. And I mentioned it in the PT tomorrow when he got sent down from the Cubs because he only played like 8 games at catcher with the Cubs. Out of, I think he played 35 games at AAA, and at least half of them are at catcher. So they were working him out to play a lot more at AAA before the trade happened. So I'm liking it.
I should have made the big man the cover boy. Apologies.
It's all good. It's all good. You can't give me everything. It's understandable. But
no, that's a primo ad. I don't have anything else on the bats though.
The rest of the team is
it's stream against territory.
It's
total stream against.
Pitching side, you got Detmers, Ryan Johnson's back up. Urania's goated. Grace Rodriguez has actually been kind of good lately. I'm still not trusting a dang thing about it. Yusei Kikuchi might be back next week. That's the one I was going to highlight. But you got anything on the pitching side?
No, I just brought some bad memories there. I need to see how Kikuchi looks coming back before I'm willing to go there. Ben Joyce. Ben Joyce is the name on the bullpen side. Activated from the IL this past week, pitched on Wednesday with Sam Bachman now on the IL. There is literally no other body that I could see the Angels going to in the 9th. Granted, they won't have many save. They likely won't generate many save opportunities except for nights when Walbert the Goat Urania is on the mound. But I would think Ben Joyce is if you're looking for saves, someone you want to add.
And one thing I'll mention, fully agree on that. I think because they flat out said they want him to get save chances as much as possible. They just got to ease him in. Like he mentioned it post game. That was his first MLB action, I think, in almost 300 games or something, like some crazy number. He's been out for a long time. Maybe it's 300 days. I don't know. A couple of years. But I will mention if he should be available because he's pitched this year, there is zero reason that George Clausen should not be making a spot in this rotation soon enough. So if you can speculate on a guy, Clausen's been outstanding at AAA, like really, really good at AAA. So if you want to stash a guy, I know the wins might not be there, but Clausen's been very, very good.
Yep.
All right, Seattle Mariners. They have 6 games this week, all on the road, 3 in the Bronx, 3 at Houston. Tough road trip. 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Seattle Mariners. Sorry.
Yeah, so you've got Brendan Donovan back from the IL, played third base. The first 2 games back, conveniently, JP Crawford is on the IL. So Colt Emerson is shortstop for now, Brendan Donovan at third base, and Cole Young locked in, pretty much lead off against righties second base. So I mean, if you're looking for batting average, Donovan is an option for you. He's been out so long. I've barely even seen him play this year. Don't know what you'll get there.
Yeah, I'm not worried about anything in that line of work. Pitching, you got Wu, Miller, Gilbert, Kirby, Hancock, and then Munoz closing. I got nothing unless you're excited about speculating on Cade.
Nothing. And if you're in leagues where you can speculate on Cade, you should have already done so. Cade Anderson. It did come out this week that Cade Anderson, when he gets called up, and when is the word, he will start. So that just kind of, we don't know when it's going to happen. My guess is sometime that makes him rookie eligible for 2027. But I think that's when we'll see the call up. So it's going to happen at some point, and Cade Anderson will start. So that's good. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Texas Rangers, 7 games on the road, 4 in Anaheim, 3 at the Sacramento A's. So really nice schedule if you like Texas bats, but it's 3 lefties and 4 righties. That still puts Jock in play for me.
Yeah, especially the first half of the week. It's the 4 games, 3 of them are against righties, and pretty bad righties. 13% strikeout minus walk for the pitchers facing the Rangers in the first half of the week. So Jock jam it up for the first half. I don't have anything else on the bats though.
Yeah, nothing else really here. Anything on the pitching side for you? Cody Bradford return.
Yeah,
he is almost 700 days away from pitching. I saw that one as well. And then we should get the Jomo back next week.
Great. Really hope we see more of Cody Bradford than Jomo. Bradford, I think, went 4 innings in his first game back. Yeah, 4 and a third, 2 walks, 5 Ks, no runs. You like that? It was against your Giants, but gets the Angels this coming week. So Cody Bradford, I always liked Cody Bradford pre-injury. Let's see what the post-injury version looks like. Probably not a priority ad, but given the matchup against the Angels, if he can go 5, I kind of like that, and then see where it takes you from there.
Yep, not opposed to a stream of Cody Bradford this week. Let's go to the National League. The Atlanta Braves, they have 6 games this week at home, 3 versus the Mets, 3 versus the D-backs, 3 lefties and 3 righties, which makes platooning complicated.
Makes platooning complicated, and I don't know. Like, they got a couple guys back from the IL this past week. The Braves did, Sean Murphy, Ha-Seong Kim, but nothing moving the needle for me. And you can't really use Yastrzemski in a 3-3 lefty-righty week.
Yeah, just a heads up, Lane Thomas does look like he's in a platoon, so you can feel free to drop that if you like.
Yep.
Tyler Mahle has joined the rotation. Anything of interest there?
No.
He's been serviceable in 15s. I'll admit.
Yeah. I don't want to.
As much as I've hated on him, but yeah, it's not like a ceiling play at all. But there's a floor there. It's just a matter, like, right now they have Ronaldo Lopez coming back next week, and potentially, I don't think he's booting Mahle from the rotation, but I guess we'll wait and see on that one. Miami Marlins, they have 6 games this week, 3 against Pittsburgh, 3 at Great American Small Park, 1 lefty and 5 righties for the potent but crowded goose-loving Miami Marlins.
That's the question, man. The goose is back in our lives.
On the bench.
Didn't start Tuesday or Wednesday, so
it's not going to.
So that's going to be tough. Esteury Ruiz did his normal, I'm going to start both days of the weekend again, and then it's not him making these calls, that's not starting again ever. So that's really cool. That really sucks. I don't like the Marlins. At least they're playing Edilberto Hernandez.
Yes.
You got Griffin Conine with a 5 righty week. Kind of cooled off lately, but I like that as well.
52% roster Griffin Conine. I'd be looking to add him to, if minimum stream. I've been using him off and on the bench with the righty setups. He's been very, very good. He's kind of their, I know it sounds cliche, he's their lefty version of Heriberto. Like, they might struggle, but they're going to play a couple bombs a week, and you're going to enjoy it. And the Goose, love him, but I said it in the Discord immediately. Like, they came out and said it. He's the backup catcher to Joe Mack, which makes sense, and they're going to try to get him some time at first base. They said, like the Liam Hicks role, but Kyle Stowers is playing first base, folks, and he's pretty good. So I don't know when Goose is going to play.
Needs an injury. Yeah.
So don't get too. I'm excited, but don't get excited on those sense. Pitching side, are we ready to give Tyler Phillips some more love, or are we just? He's basically a Randy Dobnak plus.
I can't do
yeah,
this.
I wouldn't put him up against Pittsburgh. Like, I just had to throw it out there.
You've left me speechless. Not only with Tyler Phillips, but with the Dobnak comp. I can't go on, man.
All right, the New York Mets. They have 6 games this week: 3 at the Braves, 3 at home versus the Nationals, 3 lefties and 3 righties for a Mets team that has seen Luis Torrens and Marcus Semien go on a power barrage the last 2 days.
Yeah, Semien homered. Yeah, again on Thursday. It's Marcus Semien at the end of the day. It's a bad lineup without Soto. It's nothing that I see for ads on the hit on the bats.
Yeah, so it's still no Semien though. I want to clarify.
23%.
So
sure, if you need the playing time, but it's Marcus Semien. I think we all know what that is.
Yep, for sure. Anybody else before we move on to the pitching side of things, which Robert Stock is in the rotation for now, which I can't believe.
Right. I'm not buying stock in that one. 36-year-old journeyman, not doing it. Numbers have been serviceable in the minors, but no, I'm not.
Any concern about Devin Williams' kind of dead arm thing?
Yeah, but until he's out or whatever, if he's the guy, he's the closer. I think the Mets will still generate enough save ops, so just keep rolling with him. But yeah, perhaps grab that third closer in FAAB this week as a backup plan. We've already mentioned a couple options already in the show.
Phillies 6 games on the road: 3 at St. Louis, 3 at Minnesota, 6 righties for the Phillies. If that it doesn't really matter, but yes.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You're throwing Brandon Marsh out there, who made our Gene Segura list surprisingly a couple of weeks ago, but you're still doing that in an alrighty week. Same with Bryson Stott, and if you need steals, Justin Crawford.
All right, pitching. Andrew Painter left with a kind of hamstring issue, so waiting on that news. Otherwise, I got nothing with the Phils.
Same.
Nationals 6 games this week: 3 at home versus the Cubs, 3 at the Mets, 3 lefties and 3 righties for the Nats, which the 3 lefties, 3 righties is a bummer because they've turned into a massive platoon team, especially with Abimelec Ortiz.
We'll just go with Abby. I think that'll be easier.
Big fan
for all involved. Abby Ortiz is the new first baseman against right-handed pitching, right in the wake of Luis Garcia heading to the Yankees. Problem is, probably not going to play against lefties. Hasn't against 2 lefties this current week, and like you said, Washington is split currently next week with 3 lefties, 3 righties. So I like the skill set with Abby Ortiz, but it is a pure streamer. So just be aware of that. I will also just add, outside of CJ Abrams, like this lineup has lost James Wood. This lineup has lost Luis Garcia. This lineup has lost Curtis Mead. I don't want to say the Nationals are stream against because they still have some talent in the lineup, but this is not the same. If you're looking up like matchups and full season WRC plus, whatever you want to use, full season data to kind of look at matchups, the Nationals are not the Nationals of what they've been mostly in 2026, the current version.
Yep. You shouldn't be doing that at this point in time. That's for sure. And Jacob Young, I'll give it. You shouted him last week. We'll keep shouting him out. He's been producing in your deeper formats.
Yep.
Anything on the pitching side with the Nats? I made you go speechless with talking about Trevor Williams last week. I don't have anything to really get excited about here.
No, the good Lord has risen. Brad Lord is back from the IL. So
took him more than 3 days, but he's back. Chicago Cubs. They have 6 games this week: 3 at the Nationals, 3 at home versus the Cardinals, 1 lefty and 5 righties versus the Cubs. Cubs team, these bats have woken up in a big way of late, as you kind of mentioned earlier. Yeah. What do you got for the Cubbies?
I don't think I have anything. Pedro Ramirez playing time still continues to annoy everybody. Tyrone Taylor is who we thought he was, sat against a righty on Thursday. So that's a soft side platoon. No, I don't have any ads for the Cubs.
That leads us to the rotation. Gossman's in the rotation now. They just called up Braxton Garrett, who apparently is going to be a long man with Colin Ray in the back end. That was interesting to see take place, but he's up with the big club. Edward Cabrera has one more rehab start before he's back. Anything of interest in the Cubs rotation for you?
I mean, they could go 8-man rotation.
They have
at
options.
This point.
They have options.
But no, I mean, we all want to see Braxton Garrett up, but as the meme goes, not like this.
Yeah.
Can't add a bullpen Braxton Garrett, I don't think.
Well, it's like we talked about on the trade show is going to Chicago kind of blocked him from like the Marlins had options or didn't have options to block him, but they found them. The Cubs actually have options. Cincinnati Reds, they got you got something else?
No, just bullpen.
Palencia, yes.
Yeah, Jacob Webb has been the guy. Zephyr John's over there, but pitched the 8th on Wednesday, and Palencia could be back pretty soon. So Palencia, I would assume, just goes right back to the 9th.
Yeah, first rehab appearance on Wednesday. I think they're hoping for like end of next week for Palencia, if all works out. Cincinnati Reds, 3 at the White Sox, 3 at home versus the Marlins. 1 lefty and 5 righties for the Cincinnati Reds. They got Hector Rodriguez got called up, and he's played versus both righties so far.
That's the name I was going to call out. Do we like Hector Rodriguez? Probably a strong side platooner. It's a 5 righty week, so this is where you want to see what you have, right?
Yep, and it's 3 righties at home. It's Sandy, Gusto, and Yuri, but it's still 3 righties at home. Like those are what you're looking for. So, yeah, if you're gonna roster Hector Rodriguez, this is the week to see what it's all about.
Pretty good power numbers in AAA for Hector Rodriguez. 11% barrel, 89 miles an hour. I almost said 89% exit velocity, but 27 homers at 274 in 455 plate appearances. So pretty good power, pretty decent plate skills in AAA for Hector Rodriguez. I'm interested, especially with the righty heavy week.
I want to shout Dane Myers again in deeper formats. Like he's in that kind of Rave Collins category. If you need a 5th outfielder stream, especially with the 3 home games coming up, he's playing pretty much every day in center field. So power's not really there, but he is hitting for average and can run. So little better than whoever it was you shot down, or Nick Sogard. Like he does a little more. So we got that going. Pitching side, Hunter Green. You can cut him. He's seen Dr. Reattach. I don't even care if he's not having surgery. We're going to be lucky if he gets more. Let's over under 2.5 starts this season. I'll take the under on that one.
No, and good for Reattach getting another kind of pretty high profile client. He's back in the game. I like that.
So yeah, it's a shame, but Hunter Green, like to me, like if you want to wait 1 week, knock your stuff. But I'd cut him immediately if you can. I don't think he's going to be much of anything, which leads us to ask, who's next? Lodolo should be back maybe next week, Ryan.
Yeah, that's the word on the street is Nick Lodolo with his new pitching grip is back. Currently scheduled to pitch on Tuesday against the White Sox, and that would line up for a 2-step. Just to dangle the just to dangle.
I'd rather start Jacob Lopez in Sacramento.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'd rather
you get my point.
I'd rather just not set my lineup.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, I can't trust Lodolo. Maybe this new pitch grip thing works, but I just feel like another blister's coming, and I've kind of written off Lodolo all year. It's served me well, but I guess I don't know. It hasn't served me poorly. I don't know, whatever the way to frame that is, but I don't know. You could throw Lodolo on a bid list in 15s, but it's kind of it for me.
Yeah, I guess that's where I would stop the party there. Let's go to the Milwaukee Brewers. 7 games on the road, 3 at the Padres, 4 at the Dodgers. A little Southern California trip for the Brewers. There's be a bunch of teams down south next week. Brewers got 3 lefties and 4 righties. Anything of interest here for you? I'm going to tell you, kind of like I said about Vladito, maybe it's even worse. Christian Yelich in a 12 is probably a cut.
I don't have any Yelich, so it's just one of those, like, I've not even thought about him this year. But 7 homers, hitting 234. Holy crap.
He's worse than Teoscar. And Teoscar I wanted to cut. So you can cut Christian Yelich in 12s, and in 15s I probably wouldn't kill me either at this point in the season. Like, that's a dead roster spot.
It has been. It certainly has been. 15s, that's
and he's
tough,
util only. That's the problem.
I know. He actually, I mean, the term clogging your utility spot actually does apply with Christian Yelich.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention that beforehand, but Jake Bowers is hurt, and I'm really not, like, you asked how I felt about J-Ram. This one doesn't feel good either, because you'd imagine they had imaging by now, and they haven't said anything. He's day-to-day with an abdominal injury. He's missed 3 straight games.
This is totally separate from, what was his last injury? Remember, we thought he was out for a year.
A fractured toe.
Okay.
Yeah, totally different, unless his toe connects to his groin, but or his glutes or whatever the heck he's got up there. Oblique.
Well, it's all one system, buddy, called the body, and
yeah, it's all connected to each other. It's, as you get older, it feels like it's a million pieces. But yeah, keep an eye on the Jake Bowers thing too. That's a freaking another gut punch, literally, for me and him.
Yeah.
What else you got on Milwaukee though?
More just wanted to get your thoughts on the rotation, right? I think that's the I think that's the thing to look at, and because that actually has a ton of fantasy actionableness. That's a word. But you got Kyle Harrison back, but then had cramping in both of his calves, which sounds
and it got even better. I watched an interview, post-game interview from him. They cramped up like in between, like after the 5th inning. He's in the dugout. Calves are cramping up. He had 5 shutout innings with 10 Ks, by the way. Looked great.
Yep.
Goes in. He starts taking shots of pickle juice and some cinnamon thing that's supposed to help with cramping. Nothing went away, so they just called it a night.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, that's like I just called it a night before the pickle shots, but that's just me.
Yeah, there's times I wish I would have done that back in the day. But,
man, but those are picklebacks. Is a whole other story. But yeah, you mentioned it, and it's weird because it's changed like 3 times since the trade acquisitions of Dustin May. But it looks like we have a 6-man rotation. At least that's what it is for now. It's like that's what the projections as it's come out. That's where you're going with this, because we like, is it Drohan? Is it Gasser? Is it this? Is it that? At one point they were both out. Looks like they're both in. And it looks like it's a 6-man, which I think is great because I'm a big Gasser fan as a streaming option. His matchups coming up don't look great, but I'm also ready for this rotation to continue to change. But yeah, it looks like a 6-man's coming to Milwaukee.
And I think that's the right move. I think that's the right play. Right. I mean, we both kind of hinted at that in the past. Like, they just have to stretch out some of these guys just from a workload standpoint, make sure they can get to October ready to go. And just with so many workload injury issues throughout the rotation, right? With the Miz, with Henderson, with Harrison, like you got to keep these guys somewhat spaced out, so from an inning standpoint they're not just gassed by October. So your guy Gasser, you kept him around? Did you cut him?
Kept him around for another week, so we'll see. But it's like at the Dodgers versus Atlanta,
and no 2 steps, right, with a 6-man usually,
which I'm not worried about. In my 15s I'm just playing best matchups, like 2 steps get an upper hand, but like then he gets Texas, which I kind of like. Then it's at the cut. Like, we'll see how things keep. There could be an injury before that takes place, so we'll wait and see. Pittsburgh Pirates, they have 6 games, 3 at Miami, 3 at home versus Boston, 2 lefties and 4 righties for a Pirates team that, like you mentioned, the splits have become real when they get 4 righties this week.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, just kind of marginal. The big new face, the big new name, whatever, is Ronnie Simon, who was called up. Probably in a strong side platoon, started on Thursday. Stole, if you need steals, you're interested in Ronnie Simon. I think stole 33 bases in AAA this year. He's 26, so a little experienced for the level, but to hit 330 with 33 steals in AAA, again, that's surface stats in AAA are always a little bit tricky, but puts bat on ball, can fly, a little bit of pop. I don't mind Ronnie Simon this week, especially, again, categories are everything right now. If you need bags, that's someone you can look at.
I'll shout Indy Rodriguez, 56% rostered in 12s, hitting home runs, stealing some bags as a catcher. He even DH'd on Thursday, so he's played first base today. When he doesn't catch, he's playing elsewhere, which is beautiful. I'm talking about Ballesteros. I'd prefer Indy even over Ballesteros, to be totally honest. So,
okay.
if Indy's available, I'd be rolling him as a catcher too. 15s, he's gone, but there is flexibility in 12s right now.
Okay.
Pitching side of things, Mr. Ben Tidd opened my eyes to this, and I should have known with Mitch Keller going from healthy to the 60-day IL without even really a hint of notice. Carmen Majinski might be back in our lives, and he was very interesting to start the season. Got pissed off and went to the bullpen.
That's right. That was
some thought he should have been cut, and he wasn't. But he's been really good out of the pen in multiple inning roles. He should be back in the rotation, and this should be. There's about 4 or 5 starting pitchers that have opened up some playing time this week that are quite intriguing.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, if Ben's interested, if you're interested, then we all should be. You wonder how stretched out we'll get, how long it'll take to get at least a 5 and die for Majinski, but he's been going
much.
Yeah, it shouldn't be much. He's been 2-3 innings.
Like 3, like every time.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go deeper, he's gone 47 with 30, 51, 57. So he's pretty much been like 35 to 50 pitches every time.
Maybe like kind of one bridge start, and then you're getting to 80 pitches, 85, something like that.
Not that far off. And that's how they're doing. Like Jones, think Jones's schedule. That's what you're getting.
Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal. Like, you've got to be efficient, and the pen's got to hold the lead and go 5 or 6 innings, but it's workable.
All right, let's talk about the bullpen. Gregory Soto, I think you can. I only got the save on Saturday, but he even came in at the 7th again on Thursday. I have the game on as we're recording. It seems like it's Mason Montgomery and Luke Weaver's world. Primarily Luke Weaver's probably. There just hasn't been a save. Like, Montgomery got the save chance on Monday, but Weaver wasn't there yet. So I think. Do you still give Montgomery a chance? Is I guess what I'm trying to say.
I mean, you have to, just because he does have the most recent save, and similar to, it kind of goes back to what I said with the Minnesota bullpen, right? We don't know, like with Jeff Hoffman, versus Gomez over there, we don't know what's going to happen here, at least until we get some tells in actual games. So I think similar to like Hoffman, Luke Weaver's certainly good enough that you need to add him if you're looking for saves, but same goes for Mason Montgomery. We can sit here and guess who's going to do it, but that's all it is. It's just a guess until the team does anything. People probably don't want to hear that, but I'm making it up if I'm trying to guess on who's going to be the closer.
And Weaver's only 49% in 12s right now, so go make that happen. St. Louis Cardinals, 6 games, 3 at home versus Philly, 3 at the Cubs, 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Cardinals, who have made a couple minor moves as well.
I guess. I don't know. I don't have anything on the back.
They call them Cesar Prieto. I got nothing for the Cardinals.
Okay. Did I miss something?
The one I'm interested the one I'm interested in is, like, I still like Kyle Leahy as a streaming option, but Hunter Dobbins is up, and they said they're going to give him run right now. Like, he should get starts the rest of the way, barring something crazy. And I've always liked Hunter Dobbins, so I think that's a dude you can. He's got a 2-step first Philly at Chicago, not great, but I think you can still look into a guy like Hunter Dobbins.
Yeah, and Philly hasn't been that great against righties this year. He would go at Philly again the following week. Dobbins would. So, Dobbins was the name I was going to call out. I think just a streamer, but good enough in 15s. You can throw that.
Exactly. All righty, let's go to the Arizona Diamondbacks. 6 games, 3 at home versus Colorado, 3 at the Braves, 6 righties for the D-backs.
I don't think I have much, right? Lars Nootbaar's over, hit leadoff on Wednesday, so that could be nice ahead of Corbin Carroll, but I don't know.
The Toolman's hit a couple home runs this week, if you're interested.
I mean, we're always interested in the Toolmans. Are probably one of our better nicknames we've come up with, but nice to see him hitting well. Nice to see him hitting well.
He's swinging it well. Pitching side, Bratt looked good on Wednesday. I don't know if you have any interest in the rotation. We'll get to the bullpen shortly.
Mitch Bratt would get a 2-step against the Road Rockies and then at Atlanta next week. So skills haven't been great. Did look, like you said, look better his last time out, but in 15s, you that could be interesting. Anytime you have a Road Rocky situation, especially against a lefty, the Rockies are just awful against
really
lefties.
Bad.
So
really bad.
Mitch Bratt is streamable this week, but I don't like the kind of long-term skills there yet.
Yeah, full send on that. And then you also got Cole Drake gets the World Rockies. Still not in love, but it's another lefty going up against the World Rockies. If you really just look for a one-start pump and dump type situation. Brandon Garcia, he's around 53% in 12s. He looks to be the dude, Ryan.
He does. I think did not get a save on Monday, but it was one of those. I think they were up by 4 and would have been a save op. So even though Brandon Garcia, though I guess he's no longer the only lefty in that lineup, Philip Abner was called up from AAA as a lefty. So there is another lefty in the pen. Maybe that is the D-backs telling us that that's their situational guy. I have no idea if Philip Abner is good or not, but he's a body. He throws with his left arm, kind of like us.
Kind of like us.
But I mean, it could mean that they're going to save Garcia for the 9th. This is kind of the big what I'm getting at there.
Agreed. No, he's not the only lefty in town anymore. So, all right, Colorado Rockies. They have 6 games all on the road this week. 3 at the D-backs, 3 at the Giants, which we love to see. 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Rockies. Which honestly, outside of like your Karoses and Castros of the world, I don't see a whole lot to get excited about.
No, not. I mean, so I guess we'll call out that Jordan Beck was called up this past week. I don't know. You've been down that road before.
Yeah. Like I want to say yes, like, but I got to see it to believe it. Like there's other guys I can stream right now that I know actually are playing well.
Exactly. Like I would have rather seen Charlie Condon, who's probably up sometime in September, or Zach Veen, but whatever. I don't know. I'm not itching at the seams. I don't even think that's a saying to pick up Jordan Beck. Bursting at the seams, itching at the seams. Wow.
Yeah. All right. It's upon us. Gabriel Hughes week is here at Arizona at the Giants. 1% rostered in 12s. Already picked them up pretty much everywhere I could last week, at least in 15s. Anything else of interest in the Rockies pitching side of things?
No, never.
And Jordan Romano, for those that could still add Jordan Romano, he's still the dude no matter what. And Ben assured me that it was an unlucky blown save. Let's start out.
Okay, did not see it, but sure, we'll go with that.
He watched. He said it was pretty bad defense and some ground balls, but we'll see. Dodgers 7 games at home, 3 versus the Royals, 4 versus the Brewers, 3 lefties and 4 righties for a Dodgers team, which we kind of know what to expect when it comes to hitting.
Right. I mean, the new name is your boy Hunter Fiducia is now on the Dodgers. Imagine
starting
that
for the Dodgers.
I mean, honestly, like
actually has value now, folks.
In that lineup, sure. Anyone who's
he's going to start versus lefties. Roartvert will start versus righties.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is, I can see that. Yeah, probably Ixnay. Pitching side. We got Blake Snell. He will be back.
Baby.
So
he'll be back. See you, Eric Lauer. Peace, homie.
Yeah, Lauer did start this past week, but it did not go well. So goodbye.
Nope.
Thank you for your service if you're on Bubba's teams.
He was dropped last week, so thank you for your service, my friend. And then I'm watching Edwin Diaz. It might be scheduled outings, but that last outing where he came in was weird.
Dude, like the whole Diaz thing is weird. He's pitched like once the last week. Pitched back to back the first 2 days he was eligible. I'm holding Tanner Scott as well.
Yes.
Just you don't want to lose.
He pitched like the 8th inning, down 4 or 5, and he struggled. He couldn't even finish the inning. I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean the Dodgers don't care about the regular season, so they have some type of plan in place for Edwin Diaz. But for fantasy, like that plan might not include regular saves. I mean, who knows?
Exactly. So we'll have to kind of wait there. San Diego Padres 6 games, 3 at home versus Milwaukee, 3 at the Guardians, 2 lefties and 4 righties for the Padres. And no, it is not a clean your sheet week because the sheets are just permanently dirty at the moment.
Yeah, the sheets have been ravaged by bed bugs. It's been a really bad year for Gavin Sheets. So you're not doing that. I don't know. I got nothing for the lineup. It's the same.
I got nothing for the lineup or the pitching. I know Casey Mize is in town, but he's already widely rostered, so I got nothing.
Right. Same with Robbie Ray. Like there's nothing actionable there. Same with the bullpen.
All right, wrapping it up with the Giants at home for 6, 3 versus the Astros, 3 versus the Rockies, 1 lefty and 5 righties. There's a whole lot of names that don't really mean a dang bit of thing right now, but yeah, they called up, or the only one I'm kind of interested in is Levis Basabe, just because he's playing every day. But like, be ready to drop at any moment's notice is what I would say. Grant McRae in super deep leagues because he'll play a ton and he can run. But again, not a must add by any means. It's a bad team. The one you should, if you want to pick him up now, because he'll get some run here very, very shortly. Victor Barracoto is rehabbing at AAA. I wouldn't be shocked if we see him maybe even this weekend, if not Monday. So if you want some thump, he was raking before he got hurt. He should be back, and he should be the everyday left fielder for the Giants.
Okay. Do you think the Giants are a stream against? Are we in that territory? Still got. I mean, they got popped the first half of the order.
Yeah, you could stream against the Giants. Yeah,
but it's bad.
It's bad. It's like bad. The top of the order's got a little bit to it, but as like right now, Daniel Susak's hitting 5th. Yeah, just let that sink in. Pitching side, though, go pick up Blade Tidwell. I've been a big fan. I've said it enough. The first inning was, I think, nerves. He settled down, gave you 5 innings. Strikeouts were not completely there, but he looked very good. And Lovello Just for Men, had some really good things to say about him after the game. So I think we see Tidwell the rest of the way, unless something crazy happens. He gets a 2-step versus Houston and versus Colorado next week.
Yeah, prioritizing Tidwell. Glad you brought him up. Is it still stay away from the Giants bullpen, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, with Eric Miller out of town, it is brutal. Like, it's setting it up for Dylan Smith to get the role, but then he blows a save his first time out there. Like, I want nothing to do with it. I don't care if some guy gets 3 saves next week. Because even Lovello, okay, so the cliff notes we were talking about earlier, Lovello said there's really no plan. It's fun. That's the cliff notes version of what he said to the media after the game on Wednesday.
Avoid.
Yeah, just stay away, like I've said all season long. All right, Ryan, you ready to 2-step it?
Yeah, let's knock this out.
All right, again, subject to change. Mr. Jacob Lopez versus Tampa Bay versus Texas.
No, not at home.
Bryce Elder versus the Mets versus Arizona. I'm going yes. He's actually been serviceable.
You like the Mets matchup, and I still, like Minnesota's been good against righties this year, but I just look down that lineup, especially without Buxton. Oh, sorry, Arizona. My bad. I would.
They're still not that good right now.
Same thing applies.
Yeah,
so, I'd throw Elder. And
Bryce Elder is only 58% rostered in 12s right now, so that is a viable stream, folks. Tanner Rogers at Minnesota at Tampa Bay. Giddy up.
Who? Taylor Rogers.
Taylor Rogers. Sorry, Taylor Rogers.
Trevor Rogers.
Trevor, God, I'm an idiot. It's Trevor Rogers at Minnesota at Tampa Bay. I'm starting him.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Auto.
Sonny Gray and Ranger Suarez at Toronto at Pittsburgh.
Yep, both.
And real quick Trevor Rogers is fully rostered. Okay, yeah. Starting both Boston guys, agreed. Gray and Suarez. Moving down, Nick Lodolo at the White Sox versus Miami. I can't do it.
I cannot either. Good matchups, but I can't.
Tanner Bybee at Detroit versus San Diego. Yeah.
Yep.
Gabriel Hughes at Arizona at the Giants. Yep.
That's your guy.
Sunday's Hughes versus Bidwell. Let's go.
I guess.
It's a fantasy player's dream, right there.
The matchups are awesome, both away from Coors at Giants. I guess so, yeah.
Sean Burke versus Cincinnati at Detroit. Yep. Burke scuffled his last start, but you go.
No, he's been good.
Yeah. Drew Anderson for Detroit versus Cleveland versus the White Sox. I'm not buying in, but who knows?
I could do it in 15s. I could see that.
Yeah. Wesneski at the Giants versus Seattle. Heck yeah. There's some good 2-steps this week.
Yep. I like it.
Noah Cameron at the Dodgers at the Angels. I'm doing it. Cameron's been very good of late.
You don't like the Dodgers start, but also, to your point, this isn't vintage Dodgers, and then at the Angels. Yeah, you're doing Noah Cameron the way he's pitched lately.
Reed Detmers versus Texas versus KC.
Yes.
But Ryan Johnson versus Texas versus KC. Great matchups, but he has not looked real great.
It hasn't looked great, and just low win potential. No, I don't think so.
I'm hoping next Wednesday is the Clausen start. That's what I'm hoping for. Tarek Skubal, yes. Yuri Perez, yes. Logan Henderson, yes. Dean Kramer versus Baltimore versus Philadelphia.
No, I need to see. Yep. I need to see something.
Christian Scott, yes. Ryan Weathers versus Seattle at Toronto is a yes for me.
Yep.
It's a great set of matchups. Painter, if he's playing at St. Louis at Minnesota.
If he's playing, maybe in 15s, but given the injury, given how Painter's looked, I'd lean no.
Yeah, it's maybe in 15s, but it's a Very big, maybe. Paul Skeens at Miami versus Boston.
Yeah.
It's not looked good, but yes, you're doing it. Casey Mize versus Milwaukee at Cleveland.
You still do it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
bad first start with the Padres, but whatever.
Brian Wu, 2 road starts.
Oh,
At the Yankees, at Houston. Your noise is because it's actually something to think about.
No, it is. It literally is something to think about.
And Yankees,
especially
Yankees
in 12s.
Yeah.
Like I could see benching Brian Wu in a 12-teamer this week. He's just so bad on the road. Maybe it's just coincidence. I don't know, but has not been the same pitcher on the road this year.
Yeah, he pitched great at home on Wednesday, but yeah, that road's gnarly. Tidwell versus Houston versus Colorado. Yes. Hunter Dobbins versus Philadelphia at Chicago Cubs.
Marginal in 15s, but yeah, that's one of you kind of stream it and hope.
Freddie Peralta at Sacramento versus Baltimore. No.
No, you're not.
Nope. Mackenzie Gore at the Angels at the A's. So at the Angels at Sacramento.
You like it, and just became a dad, or he's on paternity leave. I don't know.
On the paternity list. Yeah, he'll be back for the first game. Bradford at the Angels at the Sacramento A's. I can't. He's coming back on the 2-step, and he loved that first start. But man,
yeah, no, I'm looking to add Bradford this week, and if I thus add him, I am throwing that 2-step. Yes.
All right, Jamison Tyon versus Boston versus the Yankees. No. Dylan Cease, yes, and then Jake Irvin versus the Cubs at the Mets.
No, maybe 15s.
All righty, well, that'll do it. Ryan, any final thoughts on your Week 21 FAAB? It is another loaded week of action.
It's a big one. It's gonna be a lot of spend. Just with so much changing, we've identified probably 5 or 6 decent starting pitchers, 3-4 relievers. New call-ups on the hitting side, streaming targets on the hitter side. There's a lot to do this weekend.
Fully agree, and hopefully you guys this will get you rocking and rolling on your FAAB. Again, if you have any questions, the Bubba and the Bloom patreon.com/Bubba Bloom. We'll have the article on probably Saturday evening, Sunday morning. We'll get your Discord questions for you and much, much more. Or hit us up on Twitter. Ryan's at RyanBHQ, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod. I am at BD Intric. This was Bubba and the Bloom, episode 371. Catch y'all next time.